It's time once again for...
Mark Webb, Knowledge Investigator.
Mr. Webb, did you hear about what happened in Russia? This giant ball of fire came out of the clear blue sky. It blew up and shattered buildings. All these people had just gone to work, and suddenly glass was flying everywhere. I mean, this is worse than communism. How can I protect myself?
Well, that's an understandable concern. I'll look into it for you.
Journey through all of human knowledge and see how it's all related as you follow the adventures of the man with the action-packed brain case, America's fabulous freelance knowledge investigator.
Yours astronomically, Mark Webb. The meteor that flashed through the sky over Chelyabinsk, Russia, certainly captured the attention of the world. Besides being observed and recorded by many eyewitnesses, it caused a great deal of structural damage and injured many people. But how worried should my client feel about becoming the victim of such an event? This case promised to be theoretical and complicated. People have been watching the sky as long as there have been people. The constellations provided a perpetual calendar for periodic human activities. Mostly, the stars appeared unchanging. But occasionally, a star-like object streaked across the sky for a fraction of a second. The streaks of light are called meteors. On certain nights of the year, they occurred more frequently, and every once in a while, the sky seemed to rain meteors. What were they seeing? In the same way that the Earth orbits the Sun, streams of debris particles are also flying around our nearest star. They range in size from microscopic to the size of our moon, more or less. Now, this is nowhere near to scale. If the Sun were actually this big, the Earth would be 2/100ths of an inch across, and it would be about 18 feet away. But this diagram will show you what's going on. So, the orbits don't exactly coincide. Some of the orbits are leftover debris from the beginnings of the solar system. Some of them are left over from when comets come around the sun and pieces break off. Every once in a while, you'll notice that the Earth's orbit crosses the orbit of particles or entire streams of debris. So instead of thinking that the particles are hitting Earth, it's more correct to think of the Earth as running into particles. The Earth is flying around the Sun at about 18.5 miles per second. That works out to about 66,000 miles an hour. Now remember when they said that the Chelyabinsk meteor hit the Earth at about 40,000 miles an hour? If you do the math, that means that it was moving at about 20,000 miles an hour in the same direction the Earth was. The Earth overtook it at about 66,000, with the result that it flamed through the atmosphere at 40,000 miles an hour. Because they're moving so fast with respect to the Earth, the vast majority of any particles that hit the Earth flame out, burn up high in the atmosphere, and never get anywhere near the Earth's surface. The burning rock is a meteoroid. Sometimes, a piece of the meteoroid survives the descent and hits the Earth's surface. This makes it a meteorite. Most are small, but larger ones can form impact craters half a mile across or 60 miles across. The larger the impact, the greater the danger. In 1908, an object exploded over Tunguska in Siberia. Even though no sizable piece hit the ground, the force was great enough to knock down 800 square miles of forest. Incidentally, the Chelyabinsk damage also resulted from the explosion's shockwave, not from direct impact. In 1947, eyewitnesses saw a fireball streak across the sky in the Sikhote-Alynyu mountain range in Siberia. 70 tons of iron survived the fall. The Soviet Union later put the event on a stamp. Look at how similar the smoke trail from the Chelyabinsk meteor appeared. Reports of the explosion and shock waves corresponded as well, although the Sikhote-Alynyu meteoroid was not as large. By the way, why were these events always happening in Russia? You know, without really trying, I was hitting Russia a lot too. It's way bigger than Liechtenstein or Hawaii. Maybe this just had to do with probabilities. Only 30% of the Earth's surface is dry land, and people don't yet live on or under the ocean. Russia is the largest country, so it makes sense that impacts were more likely there than anywhere else. Of all the land surface, the Global Rural-Urban Mapping Project identifies only 3% as urban. Because so many people live in so little land, the likelihood of an impact in a highly populated area is extremely low. From time to time, homes, property, and even people are damaged by meteorites. But even though an explosion the size of the one in Chelyabinsk may occur once a year, impacts as large as Tunguska happen only about once every 10,000 years. And truly catastrophic impacts that cause mass extinctions can be expected every 100 million years. Given the chances of where an impact would occur, combined with the likelihood of a strike within his lifetime, I was willing to wager a substantial amount that my client had nothing to worry about from extraterrestrial impacts. So relax, take your family to the beach. Heck, take them to see a meteor shower.
Alright then. I think I'll pass on that asteroid insurance I almost bought.
End of investigation. End of report. Remarks? The Chelyabinsk meteor injured more than 1,000 people. But let's put that in some perspective. World Health Organization data show that each year around 400,000 people die from automobile mishaps. That means more than 1,000 deaths every single day, each resulting from human activity. So when opportunists ask for money to protect you from cosmic impacts, perhaps we should concentrate on an area where we could save lives every day. Yours, realistically, Mark Webb.